And then while the support conversations go, I might have to go get, like, ice cream or something.
Food. Ooh, Cozy Shack.
Ooh, Cozy Shack would be good.
Cozy Shack.
Okay, go get
And by that, we mean rice pudding.
Okay, so question, Catherine and Shamir are good. Okay, so Catherine and Sedith. Catherine actually can support a lot of random people.
I always assume that she would be... She's a role model character. Probably similar in respects to Geralt and such.
Mm-hmm. How's Lorenz doing? So we get Raphael, Lysithea...
And he's done with
Dorothea,
Raphael, so...
Sylvain.
That's good that he gets to talk with Dorothea and Sylvain. Yeah, he hasn't...
We should probably not bring Raphael anymore.
At this point, he's pretty filled out with everyone except for Ingrid.
The only ones are
Shamir.
Ingrid, Shamir, and Marianne. And I guess the last conversation with Ignatz, which we can do at any point.
And Flayn and other people.
Yeah, so we probably shouldn't bring him. To some lesser degree, we probably shouldn't bring Lysithea.
Lysithea has never spoken with Annette. Wait. And Linhart.
Annette, Linhart, Hanneman.
Linhart,
and
I thought we
Cyril.
wanted her to speak with about the crests.
But, you know, I should probably bring these characters that...
Oh, she's never talked with Ferdinand and...
I mean, I should just bring Ferdinand. Because, like,
is completely
frickin'
blank with
Ferdinand.
most people. Okay. And what else?
Leonie is doing pretty good. She's got a couple with Alois, which makes sense. Catherine, Shamir. So, I think what I should do for this battle is just bring Ferdinand, Caspar, Petra, Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's turn all of these people off. So, Petra, Mercedes, Caspar, Ferdinand, Ash.
Probably Lorenz. Ingrid, Lorenz.
Ingrid. My one fear is this might end up being hard.
Ah.
You know, I'd like to bring a couple of characters that are not super weak.
How about X?
We could bring X. He's an easy answer.
Because he can always use more support conversations with everyone.
I just know...
Maybe Felix? You know Felix is strong.
Yeah, Felix is a bruiser. So we've got a healer, caster.
Maybe more Dorothea?
Probably Dorothea.
Yeah. Maybe more Hanneman?
Let me check that list on Hanneman. Hanneman is weirdly specific. So, no Hanneman. Because Hanneman would only be able to spend time...
With Dorothea.
Yeah, with Dorothea.
Okay.
Because he's only interested in crest oddities for the most part. Crest oddities.
For those
Crest
two.
researcher. Dorothea, I don't know about.
I don't
Same
know
thing
about.
with Annette, and then coworkers.
Yeah.
Like, Hanneman does not actually talk to people at all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Am I bringing Ingrid along?
Manuela probably hasn't spoken with anyone. Though she's going to be just dragged back to her room from the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Most times. Ignatz, he probably hasn't
Let's
had...
bring Bernadetta. That's an easy one. Okay. And then... Who's somebody that Felix specifically we would like to see or further?
Ingrid, because
Ingrid.
that's another member of the group.
And now that she's Paladin, we can get her some levels.
But you had made her a separate character in the group.
Yeah, where is... Oh, did I bring her along?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, let's probably take her off and just set her as an adjutant here, because she's level 20.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, same thing with Annette.
Who is Annette being placed with?
Ferdinand.
Okay.
'Cause I'm pretty sure they have a support. Nope, they don't.
They don't have any supports.
Okay. Felix have support with Annette? Yes. That's an easy answer. Where is Annette? There's Annette. Okay. Oh.
Uh-oh, did... I
he
thought
also had Ingrid.
He had Ingrid, right? We were gonna have... Yeah, I'd rather have Ingrid. Or she could be on the field.
Easy answer. Just
Ingrid
go
and Sylvain.
Ingrid. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, for conversation with Dorothea. Who can she friend with?
So
Honestly,
Manuela and Hanneman. And
well, I was gonna say we could just do Manuela again.
Ferdinand she hasn't spoken with.
Or
Not sure.
Linhart. We could bring... Yeah, let's have her bring Linhart along. Because... let's see. Where is Linhart? There we go. Because adjutants still get friendship points with people
With everyone around them. Yeah.
Yeah, that they're physically near. Let's see. Map. So did I end up bringing X? I did not.
No.
Oh, but there's no big monster. Okay. Since there's no big monster, that actually makes this a little easier. Fight. Of course, now I've totally forgotten who I agitated. Okay. We're just gonna gambit that guy right off the bat. Oh, I was hoping for friendship points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever.
What's the plan?
Wait,
Anyway.
the Gambit didn't spur any friendship points?
I think kills are what spur the friendship points.
Oh, right.
You know what? Actually, let's go back. Alt strategy.
Shall we?
Oh, I forget who Lorenz can be friends with.
A number of people, but
Let's see.
Sylvain was one of them.
Yeah, Sylvain was one of them. So what I'm gonna
What's the
do
plan?
is I'm gonna make a box with people in
I'd
it,
be honored. I'll cut through.
and they're
If you
just
have the
gonna.
person in the middle of the box attacking at range, does that give everyone the points?
Meteor. No, we don't want a meteor. This should work. And turn. Because they'll just come down, pick a target, fight somebody, and then go from there. Okay. So, for example, if we have Mercedes...
Well, now Lorenz is left out of the box.
But...
Sylvain yeah, when Sylvain attacks, then he'll get points.
Okay. Dorothea. Theo Caspar. And realistically, I believe all these NPCs do move in to fight. Alternatively, do we want to reform this box real quick?
Ready for anything.
I will prevail.
I'm gonna change the configuration so it's a bit denser.
But now Petra and Mercedes are left out.
Yeah, I'm probably going to... I don't know. This works
And-
better on other maps.
And Dorothea.
I'm just trying to get it so that the enemies spread out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do
So
this
let's
for
have
all
Dorothea
of us.
move here. Link that guy. Ferdinand move here. Just stand around. Training bow. Either of these guys, but he's doing it anyway. His friendship. Let's see. Oh. Oh, he can't cast anything.
Oh, he can't use magic. No.
Doesn't matter. He just has to be here. He just needs horsey XP. Everything else doesn't mean a thing. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. We should leave him as an adjutant. Yeah, this is probably fine. Okay, we went from safety box to friendship box. Yeah.
I must continue.
I mean, that's kind of been true this entire game. Because I intentionally played it on easy peasy mode. Because I knew...
I must steel myself.
I admire you.
I knew easy peasy mode was going to be, well, straight up too easy. But at the same time, I wanted to do it on this difficulty level, because I knew, let's see. I knew that I'd be able to get, like, more story content out this way.
Oh wow, they're starting to approach 40.
A number of my characters have been. A number of my other characters, not so much, though. Let's just fortify.
That reminds me, in the gaming community especially, I've noticed that people, in order to designate their age, they start calling themselves level 25 or something.
Amusing. I've done it a couple of times. Where I will just refer to myself by accident. It's like, yeah, I'm about to hit level, 29. And then I'm like, wait a second.
I will see
What the hell am I saying?
So I see some people on Tumblr or Twitter referring to themselves as, I'm a level 23 artist, gamer, streamer, etc.
I mean, it's kind
And
of
they have like
endearing.
a list of things. Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine when people start saying, I'm level 100.
That'll be weird. It'll be interesting to see how our generation ages in comparison to, prior
Oh,
generations.
you mean the nerds?
Yeah.
It's so amazing how in the last, I would, maybe 20 or 30 years, it seems like nerd culture has taken over.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes and no.
Because beforehand, comic books were really looked down upon. I mean, my dad started reading comic books in the 50s.
I'm continuing.
And they were still quite new then. If you know what I mean? The superhero genre was still quite new. It had only been around for a decade or so. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And back then, they'd be ostracized and things like that. And sure, there were the occasional television shows here and there for Batman and Superman. But it wasn't until... then there was Star Trek in the 60s, and it was canceled. The show was canceled after its third season, but it became a cult classic afterwards. And it wasn't really until the 80s that so much of the media...
Well, I think that's actually what it
the
is.
The B-sci-fi movies and stuff from the 50s, things started to catch on, and the genre became revitalized.
I think what ended up happening is most of the nerds are the ones that went into the production media.
So the people that started growing up with that early science fiction.
Yeah, because
in the 50s.
Imagine if you will, you are a football jock kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you've loved football all your life. You're really big on football. What are you gonna do? Go into some kind of football related industry, or like just get kind of a regular job and then spend every weekend watching and cheering on your local team?
A lot of those guys, unless they make it big with a college scholarship or continue on to the actual NFL or something, there was really no way for them to pursue careers in sports.
But in a lot of cases, rarely would you get like a football fan just immediately rolling into a more nerdy job, unless they were, of course, also rather nerdy on the side for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I must.
I am accidentally training him in bow.
But I just find it interesting how now gaming culture and superhero films and animation
Well, yeah,
and sci-fi and fantasy, they're starting to become predominant.
Yeah,
in
well,
my
effectively, you end up with a bunch of like particularly nerdy individuals suddenly in charge of say writing for Disney.
Writing for Disney.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a silly thing.
No. But
Well, no, like, you know, the people that are generally making video games aren't the guys that were playing football in school. Generally, I mean, you have some Kurt Schillings and stuff, but
I was scoffing at writing in Disney because recently it seems like they are just recycling everything.
well, yeah. But you can't deny that it didn't still take on a nerdier tinge.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed things like Treasure Planet
Pretty good,
and
huh?
Atlantis.
I'm
Those,
counting on you.
I mean, Treasure Planet was Treasure Island,
Yeah.
but it was a unique spin on Treasure Island. And Atlantis was just an homage to those old-time exploration tales that you don't really, you know, Victorian era exploration. Probably, I think what may have served as an inspiration to that was probably 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
Need a hand?
But yeah.
Friendship.
And it's interesting because kind of like how there was a revival in the 80s and early 90s of things that had started in the
You are
in the
impressive.
50s or 60s. Now you're having things that were in the 90s being recycled in the early 2000s.
Hmm. But I think at the same time, like, there are a lot of people, like, take my cousins, for example. When we visited for Thanksgiving a couple years ago, all they cared about were hunting and sports. So, like, for those people, yeah, they might enjoy Avengers, but they're not that interested in Avengers. Apart from, like, yay, movie. And that's about it. Anyway. Wow, that was a long month. I thought we'd be able to get through this
Field
be
quick.
should
I
around
looked
Gronder
at
here,
the
Field.
right? But it's so foggy. Even if there were enemies here, we'd never know it. I recall the terrain from the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, but without the ability to see the enemy's formation.
Our enemies are subject to the same conditions. We'll just have to wait for the fog to clear up.
Speaking of enemies, what do you think became of those unidentified troops? Any follow-up reports?
We haven't heard anything since. If they were headed this way... Well, I'd like to avoid being caught by surprise, but we can't make use of our scouts because of this fog. It's hard to predict this fight. There's no way to know what will happen.
This is just going to be a reenactment, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
If the Third Army is arriving.
Yeah. Hopefully, we get that as a cutscene or something. Anyway, let's try to stay calm.
Of course. The morale of our allies would be crushed if we let them see us shaking in our boots. Your guidance is going to be crucial, Teach, now more than ever. Do whatever it takes to lead us to victory.
It's Ferdinand's birthday. Oh,
Tea party.
tea party. I'm so glad I just have this list that I can pull up. Ferdinand likes pine needles.
I am honored to
Fine.
be invited. Thank you. Ah, a miraculous brew. You truly understand tea. Much appreciated. Nice.
I didn't even know people could use pine needles as tea.
Mhm. Oh.
A strong battalion.
Yep.
Oh ho!
Sorry?
The meaning of nobility.
Yup. Well, we've got his number.
You treat everyone the same, regardless of status. Perhaps I should do that as well.
Indeed. Nod. Recommend.
Perfect tea time. Farewell.
Thank you for spending time with me. What a treat. I hope we can do this again soon.
Okay. So first and foremost,
Oh, support conversations galore!
we got a bunch.
And you're gonna get us the pudding.
I'ma go get pudding. Pick a boring one first. I'll be back in a bit.
Boring. Ash and Mercedes, probably? Yeah.
Whoa, what happened? The pan's smoking.
Mercedes, what's going on? My eyes. I can barely breathe.
Oh,
Burned food.
Ash, I'm so glad you're here. My cooking's not going very well at all.
What did you put in there?
I used some of this spice, that seasoning, and the herbs on the top shelf. Then I started frying it in oil.
That explains it. We use that herb for smoke bombs. Just turn the heat off and cover the pan.
Oh no, the people in the dining hall don't look so good.
Sorry, everybody. Could we clear out the dining hall for a few minutes, please? Well, some folks were a little annoyed, but at least we got the place cleared out. It's a good thing no one mistook all that smoke for an attack. That could have been a disaster.
I'm so sorry. I always mess everything up.
No, it's my fault. I should have taught you which herbs to avoid. Don't blame yourself.
I just need to figure out how to do it right for next time.
Next time? You still want to try again, even after all that?
Of course! If I didn't, that would just be a waste of everything you taught me.
I guess that's true.
If you quit every time you made a mistake, then you'd never learn anything, right?
That's a great point.
Ah, maybe my mistake was frying the herb in oil. If I had boiled it instead, then there wouldn't be smoke. What do you think, Ash?
Boiling, huh? Yeah, that'd be fine.
Great! I'm gonna get this right next time for sure.
Cooking time. Man, my throat's getting dry. Alright. Let's let them talk a little bit more. Who? Ferdinand and Dorothea, probably. Let's see what they say.
Ah, Dorothea. The dining hall seems so much brighter with you here.
Ferdy, I must say you are quite adept with flattery. Please, give me some more.
Flattery? No, I was not... There you go with that attitude again. Why do you reserve such cold treatment for me and me alone? Do you hate me, Dorothea? Or have you some other reason to avoid my company?
I underestimated you. I assumed your noble upbringing had dulled your perception. But you got it right on your first try. I hate you.
Huh, I was right. Might I ask why you find me so despicable? I can scarcely guess.
Don't waste another minute thinking about it.
That will not do. I do not think you would hate a person for no reason.
Perhaps. How's this? If you can guess why, I'll let you know if you're right. The brains of us common folk are so simple, it should be pretty easy for a big shot noble to sort out.
Very well. I cannot walk away from a challenge. I have no choice but to chance a guess. You are always making fun, calling me a big shot and so forth. Perhaps you think all nobles are... No, it cannot be that simple.
Oh? What can't be that simple?
Please, will you not give me a clue?
Well, let me see. A good clue. I know. It's because you're like a bee. That ought to be enough of a clue. So long, Ferdy.
A bee? I haven't the slightest. Perhaps because I am such a diligent worker?
Buzzing about. Buzz off! Ferdinand and... but Bernadette might be a fun conversation, so we'll have to see. Who else? Mercedes and... Felix? That's a B conversation. Wander would probably be interested in that. Who can Hanneman speak with? Dorothea? That might be an interesting one, though. I don't know what to do without Wander being present. Okay. Yeah, we don't share our pudding with anyone else. We can eat right out of the container. Okay. Do that.
Hello again, Sedith. Oh, full basket. Big catch?
Indeed. Thanks to you, I now know all about the proper use of bait.
Even so, that's quite the haul.
I have developed a few tricks of my own as well. In my enthusiasm, I may have gotten a little greedy.
Oh, yeah?
Once I started to catch fish, I began to pay very close attention to the number I had caught. I hear it is not uncommon for one to become a little preoccupied with that sort of thing. And when I recalled the prospect of having what I caught cooked for me, the challenge was too tempting to ignore. But alas, it seems I have gotten a little more preoccupied than is appropriate for my age.
Well, that's only natural. Seeing what you've already got just makes you curious how far you can take it.
It has made fishing an even richer experience for me. And for that, I must thank you.
Don't mention it. Actually, I should thank you too.
Oh?
Yeah. Used to be, I only ever fished for food. Lately, though, I've been coming here just to relax. I do still eat the fish, of course, but I appreciate fishing in a whole new way now.
Seems we have both made worthwhile discoveries. So which is it today? Hunger or relaxation?
I'd only planned to take it easy, but seeing all you've caught has definitely made me hungry.
I had planned to bring all of them to you regardless. Take as many as you please.
Hey, thanks. In that case, why don't we eat together? You can leave all the cooking to me.
I noticed that they more so than anyone else have little sparkles and things going around their heads. Don't you notice that?
She's just vigorously attracted to his natural dad energies.
Ah, so hungry. I gotta eat something.
Again, Raphael? Here, perhaps this will suffice.
Really? I can have this? But don't you need to eat after all that training?
We can't have you starving, can we? Your strength is a great asset. It would be a terrible loss if you fell faint in battle. Besides, no true noble can look upon the hungry with indifference.
Seriously? Wow, that's awful generous of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But listen while you eat. I believe it would benefit you to pay more attention to the way you carry yourself in the company of your betters. It is the duty of the nobility to protect the common folk. And, in return, the commoner is expected to show deference and respect. Naturally, I understand that there is a certain tendency toward familiarity because we are classmates. However...
Oh, that was tasty.
Raphael, did you hear a word I just said?
Oh, hey! I sent my little sis some of that fancy treat you gave me a while back. She wrote back to say that it was tasty and to thank you. So thanks.
That is excellent news. I'm pleased to hear that you both enjoyed it. But there's no need for you to thank me. It was actually a gesture of gratitude in the other direction, from me to you. Thanks to the wisdom of your words, I have begun to consider my approach to dining in a completely new way. Mealtime has proven to be ideal for the study of character. It is a tool I intend to make great use of as the leader of the Alliance.
Yep. It's just like I told you. Food tastes better when you eat with good company.
That's not quite what I meant. No matter. You are satisfied, I trust?
I could probably keep eating, but I'm ready to train. All right. Time to get back to it so I can protect my buddy Lorenz.
I've not quite gotten through to you, have I? It is not the duty of a commoner to protect a noble. That is fundamentally against the order of society.
But if you hadn't given me food just now, I couldn't survive on the battlefield because I'd be too weak to train. Who'd take care of my little sis if I wasn't around? She'd probably end up starving to death as well. In a way, by feeding me, you're protecting her too.
It was only a little food. There's no need to get carried away.
You're a real decent noble, you know that? Worrying so much about my sister and all. All I gotta do is protect you, then you protect everyone else, right?
I'm not certain your logic is sound, but your strength is undeniable. Very well. Do as you like. Dining certainly is a window to the soul. Eating with you has helped me to see that I've misjudged you. You're not some gluttonous simpleton. You are grateful for the protection the nobility offers, and eager to emulate our example.
He does realize that without the support of commoners, nobles would be nothing, right?
I don't think he's thought that through particularly well.
It didn't work. Odd. My logic was sound, or so I thought.
Ah, Lysithea. I've just happened upon some lovely tea leaves. Would you care to join me for a cup?
Nope. Busy.
While I admire your dedication to research, you simply must take breaks now and again for the sake of your health.
I am perfectly capable of knowing when to stop. I'm no child, I'll have you know.
Come now, take just a brief respite. Look, I've even brought snacks to go with the tea.
Ooh, that actually looks pretty tasty. All right, fine.
Well, what do you think? These are made especially for my house. I've loved them since I was a boy.
Oh, geez, wow. Actually, this is delicious. You have excellent taste, Lorenz.
Have as much as you'd like. For the sake of our friendship, I consider it well worth the investment. I'd like to know more about you, Lysithea. Where did you learn such a command of magic? When you were a child, what kind of...
Come on, can't we just enjoy the snacks? I loathe talking about myself.
Openness is a prerequisite to successful diplomacy. You'll learn that when you take your first real steps into high society.
Can you stop with the kid treatment? I mean, really, is age the only thing you consider when engaging with others?
But there's nothing the matter with being young. There is a role to be played at every stage in life. That is how we learn and grow.
Are you even listening? It's like you can't even help yourself but to continue treating me like a child.
I absolutely recognize your raw ability. You possess quite a rare gift for magic. I hope we can find a way for you to use that gift to help as many people as we can. Surely you can agree to that, at least.
You really are relentless. I'll spell this out for you once more. I don't care.
You're headstrong, just like me. That very quality will ensure a better future for Fódlan.
I, sir, am nothing like you. You're bullheaded and boorish, and utterly fixated on the future. All you care about is what's to come. Sure, it's all well and good to be thinking about such lofty things. However, for me, the future's a very long ways off. Better to focus on the present, on the here and now. Thanks for the tea.
Lysithea? Ah, Dorothea, your beauty puts even the most pristine flower to shame.
Ah, Lorenz, as silver-tongued as ever.
Oh, not at all. I must bid you good day.
I see the rumors are true. What a shame.
Rumors? About me? Whatever do you mean?
Why, that you're always ready to flirt. Unless she's a commoner. Then you'll bid her good day as quickly as possible. Like you did with me just now. Are we so unpleasant to speak to, us commoners?
That is a rather pointed question, but I do happen to have an answer for you. As the heir to House Gloucester, I am in search of a bride of suitable social status. The alliance isn't fully unified. I require someone who will help bring it together.
I'd think you could find plenty of suitable women, even among the masses.
Do not be so certain. A lady who marries me must be prepared to enter noble society, whether she wishes to or not. It is a complex web of etiquette and expectation, not a world one could easily step into without the proper upbringing. What's more, House Gloucester would hardly see much benefit were I to join myself to the household of a commoner.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, I suppose that means any friendship between you and I is doomed as well.
Isn't that a rather excessive conclusion?
You want someone to birth your house's next generation. I want someone to share my life with. I'm not even an option in your eyes, and you're hardly viable in mine. However, we're all friends here, aren't we? So I suppose politeness at the very least is in order.
Damn, she's got his number.
One moment.
I mean,
One thing I find interesting is that he's so preoccupied with, I must find a suitable, mistress from a line of noble birth. And surely only then will they know the proper etiquette necessary for, that?
Mm-hmm.
But half the nobles I see are traumatized from their overbearing parents. Bernadetta was locked away in a room. Any commoner friends she made were beaten.
It's a good thing Lorenz and Bernadetta do not have support conversations.
She has become a dual personality because of it.
Yep.
I can't really see anything wrong with Hilda's noble upbringing.
But her family is a military family.
Right, they're a military family. Marianne? She's cursed by her crest.
Hold up. Back up.
Wait, what?
All of the romanceable ladies for him are commoners.
Let me see. Mercedes, yeah.
So, okay. Marianne, technically noble birth, but orphan. Crest of the Beast. And
Raised by another
adopted.
noble house, though.
So
yeah.
she kind of counts. Lysithea, I guess kind of counts. So these three
also,
counts.
yeah.
But like, Leonie, commoner. Dorothea, commoner.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes, commoner. Manuela, commoner. Catherine, not commoner. Boy, that's not a good match, though.
But also older. No, and they wouldn't be a good match.
But, like, if we were to pair him with any woman, it ends up being not a noble woman, pretty much.
And also, we're not necessarily doing the pairing.
No,
at this point, it's just the game saying, okay, they've reached A rank, but who have they interacted with the most?
Yeah, but it's like, here are your options, and the answer is like...
Well, I think the purpose of these is, for instance, in Sylvain's case, most of the best conversations he has been with commoner women. Though he's resentful of them, or any woman, because of the potential that they're after his crest. But it's the women that don't want to interact with him because of his crest that are probably best for him. And in Lorenz's case, it would only be for character growth. You'd want it to be that he slowly sees that commoners are just as human, or, I mean, he doesn't necessarily see them as inhuman, but that they're just as smart, just as witty, just as competent as a noble, and the only thing that's different is their social standing from, birthright.
Anyway.
Not really anything else.
Sylvain.
Sylvain.
To find the analog of your beauty in nature, I can turn only to the
This
lily.
poor girl.
Only that flower is
Sylvain
so
than
sweet
her.
and so
Or than
delicate as to
Lorenz.
approach your loveliness. Why, just look at these soft, delicate fingertips you have. It is as though they could blossom into fragrant lilies before my very eyes.
If you're so wild about flowers, Why don't you try a flower shop? Ugh.
Never mind, different girl.
Oh, wow. That was... I'm sorry I saw that, but I am so glad I saw that.
Oh, did
You're
you
gonna
not
try to
realize?
out-charm each other.
I was only testing her. Any woman who is taken in by such simple flattery is ill-suited to my noble disposition.
Oh, okay, I'm glad you explained it, because I thought you just got rejected. Just flat out, no way to make yourself feel better about it, rejected. And the reason, your nobleness, is because that is really not the way you go about hitting on a girl.
Oh, is it not? And I suppose you consider yourself an expert on the subject.
Pay attention, kid. Maybe you'll learn something. When I saw you, I just had to come over and say hello. Because finding you here feels like fate. Maybe we could go get some tea. Get to know each other better.
I think you must have mistaken me for someone else. Someone who cares. Please excuse me.
Exquisite. Simply masterful. When is the wedding?
That's weird. Girls usually fall for that speech. You must have spooked her.
To think that the noble House Gautier would be blessed with such a graceful and charming heir.
Please. I'm a much better heir than a self-important failure like you.
This is not worth my time.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm a little bit disappointed these guys can't go up to A+. And they're just like, they end up permanent bachelors. Like, they literally can't get a single lady, so they just hang out with each other. Like, slowly trying to, like in permanent competition to get a romantic partner and never, ever succeeding.
It was so sunny this morning, but now it's absolutely pouring.
Did you hear the thunder just now? Good thing we got all the clothes indoors before the skies opened up. I apologize for troubling you with this task.
Don't worry about it. I was just passing by and thought I could help. I know how frustrating it is to have your newly dried clothes soaked by rain.
Oh.
What's wrong? We managed to keep all of the clothes dry, didn't we?
It's just odd. Every time it's my turn to wash the clothing, there's a sudden downpour. Surely it must just be an inconvenient coincidence, but I can't help feeling as though I'm somehow to blame for it.
Ah, I see. That probably is your fault.
Wow, you're even harsher than I am.
You have a crest of Karen, don't you?
Oh!
I do, yes.
Yeah, they're
but
related.
Hold on a moment. How did you know that?
I can just tell. I have a crest of Karen too. And I've noticed that, whenever I need dry weather, there's rain. Don't you think it's our crests making the rain fall upon us?
How had I never connected this? This is quite a revelation. A crest affecting the weather.
Well, I don't know how true it is. There are only the two of us, which is a pretty small sample of people.
I suppose that's true. So, we must test our hypothesis. Maybe we can find someone who tends to bring the sunshine around. That would be especially handy for helping out with the wash.
Now there's an idea.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
Another fine day, alone in my room, and plenty of books to read.
Bernadetta, I have something to discuss with you.
What? I didn't do anything.
No need to be defensive. I am not angry.
Oh, you definitely are. I can tell. Just get it over with. What did I do?
You did not do anything wrong. Please, listen. Look, just breathe, will you?
Can't breathe. Too scared.
I see that you are struggling. Please calm down.
Easy for you to say.
I just wanted to discuss how you are always hiding in your room. It seems like something must be troubling you, for you to shut yourself away like that. If something is the matter, maybe I can help. But you need to tell me what it is first.
No,
No thanks. I'm fine. See, I'm breathing out. You fixed me. Can I go?
Do you not realize that life is passing you by? Have you no desire to venture beyond this reclusive lifestyle? There is a whole world waiting for you out there. The social life of a noble is actually rather...
Just stop it. I'm not interested.
Bernadetta, this is unhealthy behavior. I beg you to take my hand. Otherwise, I will have to pick you up and carry you, and neither of us will...
What if I actually like being alone? Is that so hard to imagine? It's none of your business. Get lost!
Ugh!
No. Oh, no.
Ugh, ouch. I sprained my wrist.
Oh, no. Now you've done it, Bernie. Now, you're his eternal rival.
I do not wish to hurt you. Actually,
No! I'm done for! You'll be the death of me for sure!
Maybe I should just come back later.
Every conversation starts the same.
Petra, would you pause a moment?
Yes? Are you wanting something?
I was observing your spear work, and I wonder if you don't think your transitions are sloppy. The way you move your arm before a strong thrust hinders your movement and slows your spear on its way back. It leaves a rather large opening.
Which arm? My left or right?
I think the right... No, actually it's both. It's something about the way you move your elbows.
I am not understanding. Can you show me, please?
Demonstrate? No, I'd hate to get sweat all over my book.
But I must correct this. Please. Or are you unable to do, and you can only teach?
I am more of a theorist than a practitioner. I advise and you implement. Very simple.
Then, please advise again.
It's all quite simple. Sometimes you make a big stab downwards, right? Before that, you lift up. At that point, you sort of let the tension go and stop. It ruins the momentum of the stab.
How can I be lifting up with no unnecessary moving?
It's the arm movement that's extraneous. Calculate the locus of the spear and the elasticity of the muscles.
Locus? Elasticity? Can you not just be showing me? Please. If you are showing me, I will learn it with quickness.
I won't waste your time with such demonstrations. You're a smart one, Petra. You'll sort it out. Besides, I need to go now. I have a prior appointment to keep.
Linhardt only likes talking. It is on myself to prevail.
The whole locust bit and such, she's only just learned the language. I don't know if she would have known the vocabulary for those. Elasticity and such.
Bernadetta, please come out of your room. You've been in there for ages. You need to train.
No. Sorry, not happening.
I'm not playing around, Bernadetta. This training is absolutely crucial to the war.
I don't care. I can't handle it today. Please leave.
Why did you come here?
Why did I come here? I didn't choose to join the academy. I was forced. Then more stuff happened, and I didn't have a say in any of it. So, here I am. Somehow.
I suppose not everyone has to be pleased about being here. But even so, Bernadetta, I'll ask one more time. Please come out of there.
And I'll tell you one more time. It's not happening. Not right now. Not today.
You leave me no alternative. If you're near the door, you'd better step away.
My door! Why?
Now hurry along, Bernadetta. You've got lots of training to catch up on.
Spare me! I'll train! Just not with you. Anyone but you, please.
Is that so? That presents a problem. I know we are two very different people. But whether or not you like me, we are on the same side and must learn to work together.
It's not about any of that! If this is how you treat people on your own side, what do you do to your enemies?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. I did what was necessary to get you to comply. Nothing more. I do hope that the professor will be able to help you through the rest of your training. In the meantime, I will fix your door. Good luck!
Right. Okay. Good.
All right.
Not too many left.
Here you are.
Oh, were you looking for me, Felix?
You were injured in the last battle. Are you okay?
I'm fine now. Thank you for your concern.
You really are troublesome.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to get in your way out there. I just couldn't help but worry. I was only trying to keep an eye on you.
What are you even doing on the battlefield? You endangered yourself and got hurt. Such a stupid thing to do.
Yes, of course, you're right. I have no excuses.
If you intend to carry on being such a fool, you'd best stay near me.
Are you sure? I'd hate to get in your way again.
You can, You can keep thinking of me as your little brother. And that'd be better than going through this again.
But I thought you didn't like that. Didn't you say you were fed up with it?
I am fed up with it. I've already spent years filling in for someone who's dead. My older brother inspired love and respect. He was a great knight. He died. Since his death, his memory has followed me around like a shadow.
Oh, I didn't know you had a brother too.
I don't let my personal feelings distract me on the battlefield. Still, do I really remind you of him?
Well, you don't look like him, but something about you feels so familiar. It just makes me want to protect you. That's not to say that you're incapable or unreliable or anything like that. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You're the one who just came to check on me.
You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You're reckless. Lives are at stake, including mine when I have to run over and save your skin.
Yes, I'll try to be more careful. Thank you for being so kind, Felix.
Whatever.
Oh, so he gets to be a little brother.
You're following
Again.
me. Stop.
I am leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but...
What do you want?
You've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble. I abandoned my family, so you'll have to look elsewhere. Not much to gain from marrying me.
I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Interesting? I'm not interesting. What do you mean?
I've never met a noble so... unsociable. Yes, that's the word, unsociable. Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why? I don't answer to them. All that matters is improving my skill. I'll prove my worth on the battlefield. Those people care so much about appearances they can't even see each other. It makes me sick.
Oh, I agree. What's important isn't how someone looks, it's their true nature. I don't pretend to know your true nature. I don't even have a very good understanding of my own. But I suppose you see mine just fine, don't you? Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
Ah, time to relax.
Professor Hanneman, do you have a moment to talk?
Of course, Miss Dorothea. Whatever is on your mind.
I heard you were once a member of the nobility, and you surrendered your title to come here.
Indeed, I was a noble once. Why are you so curious about that?
I knew there was something noble about your speech and your perfect manners. You're always impeccably dressed, too, and you have a certain pride about you. What interests me is that you threw it all away. Why?
I threw nothing away, child. In fact, by stepping away from its trappings, in my heart I feel closer than ever to the true meaning of nobility.
How so?
Consider this. At its inception, the concept of nobility assumed that the greatest among the populace would rise to power. In my mind, I believe that means those who value knowledge, those who strive for more and wish to protect and guide their fellow man. However, in practice, nobility often serves to keep those deemed commoners down, segregated from those who, by chance, were born to a noble family. That is one of the reasons I decided to leave that nonsense behind and dedicate myself to the study of crests. Though I have abandoned my position, in my mind it was to pursue what I consider to be a truly noble pursuit, that of knowledge.
I see. Well, you're definitely a noble in that sense of the word. To pursue such admirable ideas without regard for your social position. How wonderful.
Pardon?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just very moved by your words.
Ah, well, I'm quite pleased to hear you say so.
Right, we are done. No.
Oh no, we're not done.
Right.
Shamir and Catherine need to speak.
That battle was a decent challenge, but when push came to shove, they didn't have a chance. Before long, all of the church's enemies will have been destroyed.
You must really love worshipping the church. Or is it just Rhea?
Lady Rhea. You're the only one in the Knights who doesn't address her with the proper respect. It's not just that I worship Lady Rhea. I respect her, admire her, revere her.
I don't get the Seiros religion. Or Rhea.
Shamir, if you were anyone else, I would cut you down for saying that. She saved your life.
She did, and that's why I fight for her. Doesn't mean I worship her.
You never change. You're so stubborn.
You're the stubborn one. When we're on missions related to Rhea, it's like you're wearing blinders. Wanting to help her is admirable, but you'll be of no use if you get yourself killed.
I don't plan on getting killed, and it's not that I'm wearing blinders. I'm just focused. I've devoted my heart to Lady Rhea. She's the reason I wield my sword.
As long as you don't get killed or cause me any trouble, I don't really care.
So my death would cause you trouble?
That's not what I meant.
Let's give it a rest. There's no point in arguing.
Fine, but I want you to know something. It's not easy to put your life in the hands of someone who doesn't share your beliefs.
I understand. I think we can both agree on that.
Okay, now we're properly done. Hooray.
Now we'll have the Battle of Gronder Field.
Let's see. So Lorenz can't... What about... I do have to check this real quick. Can Hanneman become the Dark Knight? Nope. Don't care about Manuela. Lane's fine where she is. Said it's good where she is. She can't go up. She can't do anything. She's... Yeah, she's got the right class. He's fine where he is. What the heck? He can become a Dark Knight? I guess he does actually have the reason stat for it. I'll have to check the growths. It's not worth it since it's Black Tome Fair and Dark Tome Fair. But the idea of him Oh.
Wait, the Holy Knight? Blessed using white magic. This
Yeah.
is what you were looking for.
Yes and no, not for him. I wanted it for a flyer, but they do have terrain resistance, which is actually kind of helpful.
How many Holy Knights can you have?
It's almost okay. I don't like the shoulder pads, though. I can have as many Holy Knights as I want. It's
Well,
just,
how many people can become Holy Knights?
it's pretty good as a Dark Knight. Really. His magic stat looks garbage to me.
How about Holy Knight or Great Knight? I mean, ultimately, I just want to see you have all of your different horse masters, different classes.
Very true. Oh. Can become a War Master? Nope. Linhardt would actually make a very good Holy Knight. Assuming I were to level his lance and riding. Because he does not have much for reason, but he's got high faith.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of characters like that. This is the one I want to check. But we could Hail Mary it. Did I just save? 33% chance? I mean, that's better than some crit rates I've had. Which means it's a guaranteed failure because the RNG generation in this is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Whammo!
No, she got it.
And that should crank up her resistance by a small amount. Let's see. And Marianne would have also made a good Holy Knight. Oh. Let's see. Lysithea might be promotable. Let's see. She also could be a Holy Knight. But Dark Knight is absolutely the class for her. Nope.
Why is that?
Because all of her reason-related abilities are black magic.
Mm-hmm. Is there a high-level Dark Mage? Or
yeah.
no?
The Dark Knight.
Just the Dark Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
And the current class for her, whatever the
Grimoire?
Yeah. Grimoire. Okay, so that didn't work. But that's fine. Don't care about Ignatz. Raphael's good where he is. He is not. Who even cares with him? He can do whatever he wants. Dark magic, not black magic. I get them confused. It also doesn't matter too much.